Hi YouTube, videos package for another video. In this video we're going to be talking about how the season 6 cliffhanger should have been. I know I have said many times that I am not a big fan of the cliffhanger and I didn't like the way they did it and that I felt that it ruined the story, given that Robert Kirkman did an interview talking about his stance on it, and also Scott M. Gimple saying something about it as well, and how both of their responses echoed one another, and how they basically said that the story wasn't about who dies, but rather about Rick's confidence and how it was broken. Basically saying something along the lines of how confident Rick was going into the season and how broken and lost he looked at the end of the season. Now, I factored this thought in, and basically my thoughts about it are that if they had to do a cliffhanger, and assuming that what they say justifies the cliffhanger and that, they should have done a cliffhanger, how they should have done it to make it more impactful and for it to have the same effect at least, or not take away from the impact of the death. And basically I've come up with 3 alternatives as to what should have been done. Now, the first alternative I have is basically once we see Rick on his knees and then we see the camera zoom into his face, I think that would have been the best way to end it. Now, obviously, for this alternative and the other 2 alternatives I'm going to talk about, they have to had advertised the finale and Negan's introduction in an entirely different way. But if they have done that, and if we were sure as the audience that we would probably not get to see Negan in season 6, this would have been perfect. So I'm going to go back to the first alternative. So when we see the camera zoom into Rick's face and it's just going in and we see how broken Rick is and his face and his facial expression and how the confidence is gone, that would have been perfect for me, in my opinion. And it still has the same effect they're talking about. We see how broken Rick is. But it doesn't ruin the effect of the kill like they originally did it. Then the second alternative I have is when Stephen Hawk's character knocks on the door and says, "Let's meet the man." I think that would have also been a great way to end the episode, because we see everyone on their knees, we see Rick on his knees, and we see the back of him. And, he's facing this villain, and the audience is also there. It's like we're also kneeling there and we're facing this villain, and the horror and the shock is there for us. And we're thinking, this villain is going to come out and our whole entire universe is going to change from here on in. So for that reason, I think this would have been another great alternative. Now, the third alternative I have is kind of like what they had, but in a different angle. So when we first see Negan come out of the trailer, I think that would have been the perfect alternative as well to end the season. Now, this one is not that impactful because we don't get to see Rick, and it's like it's all about Negan and not about Rick. And really what they want to do is make it about Rick. So a way to tweak that would have been to show the other side. So get to see Negan as he comes out of the trailer, but only see the back of his head as he leaves the trailer. And then when he opens the door, we see the people kneeling down, and Rick is the first person we see. So I think that would have been also a great alternative for that. But basically, that's all I have to share. That's all of my thoughts and what I think should have been done. If the cliffhanger had to be done, that's what I think should have been done. But share your thoughts about what you think. Do you think that the cliffhanger was justified the way they did it? Or do you think it would have been more impactful if it was done one of the 3 ways I explained? So share your thoughts. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching. I'll be back for another video.